Hi, my name's Dee, your Professor of Woo Woo, and welcome to your special readings for not so much for the eclipse, we're out of the eclipse window now, but for integrating the eclipse energies. We've just had two very potent eclipses. I mean, all eclipses are supposed to be potent, aren't they? But the partial solar eclipse that was in Taurus gave us a great sense of promise. Not so much here's what you could have won, but here's what you can win. Whereas the Scorpio total lunar eclipse is more, and here's what you need to deal with while you're aiming for what you can win. Here's the crap you need to get out of the way. Here's the obstacles you have to overcome. Here's the things you have to let go of. Now, these eclipses, they're not just a 2-week length. As if you look at Dorotheus, he says for a solar eclipse, for each hour of the eclipse, you can assume that chart has power for a year. He's probably not phrased it like that, but it was a 4-hour long eclipse. This was really, really potent. This was very much awakening our minds or our souls or what have you into what we can achieve. Now, again, according to Dorotheus, an hour of a lunar eclipse is a month. I don't know how long the lunar eclipse lasted. I've looked it up a bit and I've forgotten already. I'm not sure I was even successful in finding how long it lasted. So comment down below. But as ever, I apologise that I have not been doing regular monthly readings. We've had some very strong astrology this year, and I have very much been, I'm not going to say been victim to it, because the majority of it has all been good. But I have been buffeted by it or kept busy by it, you know, between day job and out of work commitments as well. It's not left me a huge amount of time for filming. And of course, quick plug, I am working on my course to present through later this year through Bloodstone Studios about angels and demons in the chart and how they can be used for magical purposes and for interpretive purposes as well. But anyway, there is a timestamp down below for if you want to just fast forward past the waffle. But before you do, please listen to this once, because I'm going to say, watch your sun, your moon, and your rising, if you know them all. If you've only got time for one, watch your rising. But your sun will be of a great help considering we're talking about eclipses. Ask a question prior to the reading. You'll have enough warning when I stop waffling. But take a moment, think about all of the questions or issues that surround you at the moment, and ask a question. But be aware of all of those questions, because the cards will answer what they please and not necessarily what you or I think is the most important one. But focus on one of the questions because it gives energy to the process. And the more, you know, energy in, energy out. So obviously all that good YouTube stuff, like, share, subscribe if you like it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I need to say. Oh yes, the other thing that kept me away from the readings was studying my astrology and learning the astrology, which, still working on that. Got distracted by angels and demons, so still working on my basic astrology. But as you can see from my bi-weekly videos with David, I'm getting there. You know, another 6 years, I'll be fine. Can't think of anything else. Please do comment down below if you've already had an effect from these eclipses. And so I will bring the readings up. So here's your timestamp, and we'll shoot. So it's the same intro for all of them. Next time you watch this, fast forward through it and just go to the timestamp if you watch your more than one reading. All right, see you in a moment. Okay, Taurus, this eclipse obviously was occurring in your 1st and 7th houses. And this is all 1st house stuff that we've got going on. We have got card upon card upon card, talking about making a choice, looking within, taking a moment. There is, I'll start with the Oracle cards. Although the very beginning card of this reading is the Four of Swords. And in the Tarot of the Divine, this is Fenrir bound because the gods know he's going to eventually cause the end of the world. But for the minute, he's tied up, he's bound. We'll deal with that problem when we get there. And there's, they call the card a sort of a break in the battle or a rest in the battle. Then we have Shatael, the Angel of Silence, who is basically silence descends, and your only real option is to look within, to look at what is going on in your own mind, life, heart, all of that sort of stuff. The Bone Collector. Are your current actions actually actions or reactions? Are you being styled by your previous habits, upbringing, preconceptions, all of those things that can unconsciously guide your behavior without you quite being fully aware of it? That, you know, when you have those moments where you go, why did I do that? Why did I do that? And you did it because it's the thing that you always do. But why do you always do it? And then yin yang, which is about being open and receptive to new information coming in. New information is probably a strong word. New impulses, new impetus, new hints, new signs, new portents, new flickers of interest coming in, because it is time to be peaceful and still and just allow the world to speak to you. So we've got, finally, I haven't finished, Goujon from the Fallen Angel Oracle, who is gives the gift of clairvoyance, very much understanding the past, the present, and the future. And we've already seen how important the past is here. And by the looks of it, the past recently has been fairly good for you, to be honest. We have the Ten of Coins with the Empress. So there's been this settled, content, rewarding quality. Now, I'm not saying that you just up and abandon all of that, but things stagnate. So unless there is some change to allow something new to come in, what this Knight of Wands here is promising, because this is a real interesting start of the reading. Four of Swords, stillness, rest, recuperation, clarified by the Knight of Wands. It's almost, to me, saying dive in to the questions. Is there anything else? Is there anything different? Is this still working? It has worked, without a shadow of a doubt. It has worked. But there's a clarity coming with the Ace of Swords here, clarified by the Queen of Swords. So as you can imagine, that's going to be a little bit of harsh truths and not harsh reality. I want to say harsh truths, sudden understanding, but the understanding is one of those understandings that you're really glad you've got it, but ouch. You did not expect that ouch to come with it. You know, when someone says one of those offhand comments about your nature and your character and your behavior, and they say something that's so sharp and so insightful, you have not got the grounds to argue with them at all. But nonetheless, ouch. You're right, but ow. You know, it's And Goujon is saying it is time to make a choice. So maybe you're. I haven't looked at the rest of the cards really yet. So maybe you're committing to something, or maybe you're finally giving up on something. Let's see. What are your so? One of the things that is constraining you right now is a big sense of juggling, and I think there's been a juggling of how to, well, I want to say how to keep all the plates spinning, but these plates are people's emotions, yours, somebody else's maybe, um, could just as easily be just you. You've been going, I'm going this way because it makes me happy, because if I have to face anything different, that might upset me, and I don't want to be upset, so I'm going this way because it makes me happy. Which, again, is a statement that will no doubt be true when you first said it, but it's only going to be true for so very long, because what Spirit is bringing in, we have the Six of Coins clarified by the Ten of Swords. Something is coming to an end or to a conclusion. Some idea is finally leaving the realm of ideas, leaving the realm of air, and either evaporating and being burnt away, or no longer being a potential because you are making it into an actual, something that you feel really good about. Because you felt good so far, ish. Like I say, it's been a static situation with whatever regard your question is. And you can feel better by taking action. We have King of Cups, Knight of Swords. Now, the Knight of Swords is investigative, fast moving. It's the fastest knight in the deck. It's very mental. Sometimes it will say someone's spying on you, but here I'm not really feeling the presence of anybody else. So this is all you stuff, which figures with that first house, even though there's the seventh house stuff. But never mind the other folk. You've got to work on yourself here by the looks of these cards. And the Knight of Swords is impelling you to take action, because however good you may feel, on the assumption that you're feeling good about the topic, whatever your question was, you can feel better. And you don't have to be quite so protective over those emotions, because feel some bad stuff, because it makes the good times better, which is one thing that I'm getting here. And it's almost like there is encouragement for around you for people to go, do it, make that new beginning. We've got the World and the Fool card in the position of how other people are influencing you, that there's a new beginning being offered to you, being suggested to you, or that you are coming out with, that you are feeling, I could have a new beginning here. And there's people around you that will help create that new beginning, or that at the very least are saying, yes, do it. Now, interestingly, a lot of this new beginning means that you're going to be more on your own, because we have, as one of the many cards that jumped out for the final position of the reading, maybe can I see that in the, let me make that a bit taller, that are coming around in the final position of the reading. We have Four of Swords again, the Hermit, Ten of Swords again, and Queen of Pentacles. There's some form of internal trial by fire that you need to go through. Now, do not be scared by this. This is you. You're the one setting yourself on fire here. And I feel only good things about it. But I mean, if I was to sum the reading up in one phrase, it really would be, take a good look at yourself, Taurus. And I don't mean that in a negative way at all, but you could be more, you could be happier. We have the High Priestess and the Star for where you are moving into. So that implies to me that there's glimmers of information, but it's more a sense of, if I move in this direction, there's more emotional reward for me. There's more fulfillment for me. There's more both me being me and being led by spirit at the same time. On the bottom of the decks, we have the Seven of Cups and the Six of Cups. So this is, you have these options in front of you. You've had these options in front of you possibly for a while, but you have kept on the tried, tested and true path that you have learnt about so far, that has been there all the time for you so far. And I'm feeling time to shake things up a little bit, because you're really going to get a benefit from it. There is something that has maybe been, I mean, you fear the arguments that this could cause, but I'm seeing more you gaining support from those that matter in the context of this question, of them saying go for it, or it's even enabling you to go for it, not making you go for it, not demanding that you go for it, but just saying, if you want to go that way, I can help. Here's a bit of a map, or here's a backpack, or here's a tenner to get you sent a snack on the way. You know, there's all of those sort of aspects here. Things have been good, but they could actually be better, because I don't see this Ten of Coins and the Empress disappearing. What I do see is that if they are remaining around, which I think they are, you can enjoy them more. You can enjoy them better. You can enjoy them in a more productive and developmental way. Because there's so much repeated here. There's this fear of being on your own, but there's also this fear of learning something with the Hermit here. But with the clarity that's coming to you and that little bit of ouchy self-realization, you're going to learn something. You might as well accept it. I mean, you can go there going, la, 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 not listening, but it's there and you can't unlearn. You know that phrase, I can't unsee that. And that's, you're there is a learning that's quite possibly come along, or is coming along, that you cannot unsee. But acting on that learning, acting on that piece of insight or information, is taking you to a far better place, which is what I'm saying with this Queen of Pentacles at the end. It's a firm foundation. It's more nurturing. There's almost, like I say, I don't see that there was anything particularly wrong in a situation that was going on, apart from that you could get more out of it in terms of developmental stuff and going through emotion stuff, or that you can utilize it better. And the only thing that will utilize that better is that self-reflection. It is that taking a moment to go, now, what am I looking at here? Why am I looking at it? Why am I here? What has led me here? And where has it been me arriving here because this is what I do, and this is what I've learned to do, and this is the way I do things, end of story, or even more unconscious processes than that. Whereas, of course, you're a fixed sign, aren't you? Oh, no, are you? Yeah, I think you are. I'm sure you're a fixed sign. See what I mean about still learning the astrology. But no, I'm sure you're a fixed sign. Aquarius and Leo. No, you can't be. Anyway, I'll work it out later. Um, but there's a fixedness. I mean, everyone says that Taurians can be stubborn. There is a stubbornness. I would like to see it more as a groundedness and a strength. But yeah, can be stubborn. Those Venusian qualities of liking the nice things, but there's a call here to take the risk to see if, all right, you've got some nice things, you could have nicer things. You really could have nicer things. And there's an element of taking a risk with these two Ten of Swords and that ouchy realization. It's almost like one of those experiences that you really don't want to go into, but once you've done it, you're like, oh, thank you for thank you me for allowing me to do this. That's what I really get the sense of. So yeah, in a way, it is really take a long, hard look at yourself, Taurus. Not because there's anything wrong, just that there's so much that could be better here, that you could enjoy more, that you could benefit more, that you could grow more from, and that you can feel better about, that you wouldn't constantly be juggling the world against the how vulnerable your emotions are feeling, for example. That's that Two of Pentacles, Queen of Cups here. There's not really much more for me to say on this. This is a beautiful opportunity, Taurus. It really is. It is so nice to. You're going to be granted this moment of silence. Whether you welcome it or whether you're dragged into it kicking and screaming, I think is another matter entirely. But you're not on your own. And really, it doesn't matter if you are, because you're starting in a good place and you're ending up in a better one. So this is really positive for you. There is growth here, but the growth is definitely take that moment. Now, bear in mind, let's just take the lunar eclipse, the Scorpio stuff, in your 7th house, but let's just take it as the South Node eclipse. This is a chart that still theoretically has validity for 3 months, if not more. As I say, I don't know how long the eclipse was. So you haven't missed out on that chance to take that moment of silence. That moment of silence is something that is present for you to step into for quite a while yet. Make sure you make use of it. Right. That's it. That was lovely. Okay, so if it means anything to you already, Taurus, then do comment down below. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And remember, tarot is just guidance. The real gift in these readings is not with what I am saying, but how my words feel to you. So whether you genuinely feel, yeah, I can see that, or you feel, oh my God, that's so wrong. Although with this particular one, I'd say if you're feeling, oh my God, that's so wrong, just examine that reaction. Because that's exactly what this one is saying. And Shatiel, and Gujon, and Yin Yang, and Ace of Swords, Queen of Swords here. So, yeah, examine those reactions, because I'm not telling you what to find in your moment of silence. I'm just telling you to go into that moment of silence and take advantage, because that's a beautiful gift being given to you. See you later, Taurus.